I heard you.
Jesus Christ.
A word, the piggies.
You know we're live. You know we're live now, right?
Oh, now we are. That's my bro. Big brothers.
That's what I'm here
Welcome,
for.
folks. Welcome to another show of our X-Men Live recap. We actually got it on the proper day this day. We are the Trifecta, bringing you another episode, giving you our thoughts. Today, y'all will be having the riveting, smooth sounds of the fallen, no longer fallen Wendell. He will be leading this one for us. So, Del, if you don't mind, our moderator, kick the intro before, after, or no intro since it's a live one. I figure we just get into this shit.
Oh, no intro? Oh.
I mean, it's up to y'all. I mean, we got to do our X-Men intro. It's about introductions, each one of us.
Oh, no, we're going to get into it.
Shit. So,
You know.
I will say this. I was a little disappointed this episode that they didn't have anything for the intro.
You didn't notice the Rogue Gambit kiss?
No. Yeah, but that's old. That wasn't new.
Yeah, but that let us know that we were circling back to this shit.
But it was more impactful this episode.
Very much so. And I was thinking to myself, they need to keep that in for the rest of the series, but
it hits.
They know what they're doing, so I'm not even gonna try to step on their toes. So, Del, if you would take us away, sir.
All
right, well, X-Men 97, episode 7. So we're gonna get into some stuff here. I mean the sheer really?
What?
Los just couldn't deal with us today, could he?
He just couldn't bear it. It was too much.
This nigga that jumped out the car. He really jumped out the car.
He just hit us with the tuck and roll. Yo, what is going on?
I mean, really,
Broseph.
Got scared of my driving. You hopped out the car. Just gonna hop out the car.
Literally
oh my god, I'm mad at that.
He opened the door. He opened the door and just let the ground.
He just rolled out.
So I have to say that was a complete accident, but since y'all said that and that's hilarious, I'm mad I didn't think of that because that'd have been a great little joke for a different show. But my bad, I did not mean to do that. No, sir, please. Right. Thank you for not going too fast and allow me to run to catch up to the car. I much appreciate that. you go ahead, continue, sir.
All right. So anyway, basically the episode starts off at Gambit's funeral, and basically Nightcrawler doing the eulogy. I wasn't ready already.
I'm sorry. We have to do this. How do I?
You know, and the picture they had of Gambit was just so awesome. Okay, I'm sorry.
That picture was
Yo.
I never wanted to hurt you. I never wanted to make you cry, but I had to sacrifice my
good time.
I won't be able to come home. I can't hold you no more, Rogue. I can't love you, shit. I can't plot on the pussy I can't get maybe if I had used a condom, but still. We don't talk about that right now. All I'm trying to say is I loved you, girl. My sacrifice was for you. My name is Gambit. And remember it.
Did we?
Yo,
we literally...
Yo, I'm sorry. I had half a mind to write down what Nightcrawler said word for word because that shit was
eulogy was beautiful.
Yeah,
that man said he saw the potential in everybody else.
You don't apologize me like that. I'm hard. You won't get a day's peace.
Hey, don't worry about it. You know I got you, bro. I'm just glad you admitted you're gonna die before me.
I'm not. But in the small instance, in that 0.1% chance that I do, just know your job.
Mm-hmm.
But that man literally said that Gambit could recognize the potential in everybody else, but not himself.
That was beautiful.
He was so. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he said, "How can he not see that his sins helped him be a hero?"
I mean, if he never walked that path, and never sought redemption, he wouldn't be who he was. Or is, because I feel like he's coming back. We're gonna talk about that though.
You heard my theory from last week. Did you see the fucking the rogues, not the rogues, the villains from New Orleans that he was with, the thief
Yeah,
guild?
his brother,
His thief
his
guild,
sister,
yeah.
or not his sister, the chick he was engaged to, all of them.
Also, did you peep how they placed the title of the episode right under Gambit picture? Because the title of the episode was Bright Eyes.
Yeah,
Or
And
Bright
you know
Eyes.
how Gambit eyes.
that was
Like,
didn't she used to call him Bright Eyes? Somebody used to call him Bright Eyes, didn't they? I could be wrong.
maybe
No,
Nightcrawler.
Rogue
Cable?
called Cable Bright Eyes. He said, "Remember me, Bright Eyes," and jawed the crap out of him.
That was the other. We'll get into that, but that actually made more sense
Mhm.
too with the other part of the episode with the things and the stuff that we're gonna get into.
The thing.
Carry on.
So we cut away. We cut away from the funeral.
Yep.
Now, shout out to y'all boy. I forgot who he is because he called Rogue. But anyway, we see her full on attacking bases. In this particular base, we get our Thunderbolt Ross cameo. Now, hold up a second before we get into that. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we ever been shown Rogue not holding back?
When I said that episode of Genosha that Rogue Angry is terrifying, she proved that tenfold this
Dude.
episode.
Because you're gonna do the crazy superhero landing, right? Right? You're gonna already crater the ground. And then when they start talking crazy, you just going
Mm-hmm.
with everything, no? Okay.
Dog.
All right.
When she Marvel versus Capcom drop kicked the goddamn tank.
Dell. See. You just made me so happy. You have no idea the joy you just put in my heart, because that was literally what I was gonna say as soon as you brought up the scene. I don't know about you, but I mained Rogue in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I know the power of that dive kick. I have sets up plenty of air combos off that dive kick, and I did not think nobody else peeped that but me. Thank you, sir.
Nope.
Keep going.
Nope. We definitely had that
anime grade Tiger Mask.
Awesome sauce.
Had the light and
Fucking
everything.
awesome sauce.
That kick was epic. I was like, she is not drop kicking it. Yes, she is. She's drop.
Yeah. And then commenced to use the tank to beat a tank. With a tank.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. The answer is yes.
That happened.
I will beat you with your friend. That's cool. That's nasty work.
What was that? What was that mean? Beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
Nasty work. Nasty work. Absolutely.
She
nasty.
almost Yujiro Hamid them niggas.
Ain't no almost.
No,
because
instead
you
of
had
using
Ross.
a person as
But hold up.
nunchucks, she used a tank as nunchuck, basically.
Dog. Cuts to Thunderbolt Ross. My man drinking coffee on chill. Hey, this shit was made to house the this was made to house the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Dog. The Hulk is not a pissed off woman.
So
She
How
broke
was
that
it
shit
Captain Marvel?
instantly.
So
She
Nigga,
broke
did you-
that shit
Did you hear
instantly.
what he called her though?
What?
Did you hear what he called her? He said she is an unhinged mutant from the swamp.
Oh yeah. But real quick, because again, I feel like this was another missed dialogue opportunity when he said like the whole thing about this place being designed to contain a Hulk. When she ripped it off as she slid down, it would have been so cool if she would have said, "Do I look like a Hulk to you?"
She was killing with the lines to this episode though.
She so
I thought
was.
I thought your kind was peaceful. You killed all of them. Now you
killed
got
most of
me.
them.
You got me. Oh,
Now you got
terrifying
me.
moment number 2. Terrifying moment number 2.
No,
and
no.
also,
Wait, bro. What made it worse was you killed most of them in Genosha Sugar. Now you got me. That sugar on the end.
you know what else, people? You know what we skipped over that I think was real important to this episode? Back at the funeral when Jubilee was mad that Rogue wasn't there,
Mm-hmm.
and Wolverine told her that grief is a lonely war. It's just fucking so metaphoric. Like, come on, that shit's poetic.
It really is. Like they hitting them lines in this new series. Man.
That was some of that old Wolverine. That was some of that old man Logan wisdom right there.
But here come Nightcrawler again. Nightcrawler is the G of the series so far. He gonna tell him, well, you wasn't there on Genosha to see what we saw.
You ain't see. You
So
wasn't there.
you don't exactly. So you don't understand that Rogue is dealing with more than just grief.
Right.
She got
And
a
then
lot
cut
going
to
on.
the
And hold up, but then he said what you've been always saying. Jubilee has a right to be afraid.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. Thank you. He did finish with that line. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
pissed off
And then
Rogue.
and within the span of what 5-7 minutes, we got 2 terrifying moments with Rogue. That landing and her telling him, "You got me now."
So after that we cut to Cyclops talking to President Kelly, sitting basically requesting aid for Genosha, and Kelly is now, mind you, this is some bullshit because Kelly rode to fame, if y'all remember from the first series when they prevented his assassination and then he got
Right.
the presidency off of the whole mutant sympathy shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's bad optics to
Right.
side with
But you know
y'all.
what's wicked about the quote unquote bad optics?
You're talking to Cyclops of all people?
I thought I was the only one that picked up on that.
Yo, no, you're not.
Like,
You're not.
oh,
Because I really thought
Now,
he was
hold
going
up.
to make a reply about optics. I really thought that
Mhm.
was going to come.
mhm.
I was
Also,
let down.
how
I
is
was let down.
how are the victims now the ones being crucified? Those are they got killed by something that we know the government
That-
made, which was Sentinels,
Right.
and yet they're the ones that have to watch what they do now. They're the ones that can't get aid because if you help them, you're going to be looked at it a certain way. But they're the victims. They're the one that need the relief.
I wonder what that mirrors.
I tell you, I could
But
never figure it out. You know, I
But-
can never ever just think about what could it be.
I will go ahead. I will go ahead and give. I'm gonna take one step to the side of the hill. I'm not coming quite off the hill yet
Sir,
until I
get off
see it
that fucking
happen.
hill.
Until I see it happen. But I see us going into Messiah complex, and if they do, that's actually the Cyclops I like.
Sir, I need you.
Cyclops is literally starting his heel turn in this episode. Do y'all agree?
So the only
I
way,
did, but I don't.
real quick, the only way I want to see his heel turn, and this is just me, because it looks like this is also potentially leading towards Avengers versus X-Men.
And
because
that's after Messiah complex.
because they
that's
keep
after they
giving-
move. After they move to Genosha, if that happens.
The only way I want to see this is if I get to see Scott blow Professor X's head smooth off. If I get to see him walk up on that man in that wheelchair and just.
But sir, that's some Phoenix 5 shit.
Which
We
It-
gotta
it-
wait
it
before
is.
we get there. We
Oh,
gonna
no. The way they've been speed running and changing stories right now, but yeah.
Wait, before we move on from that
Cyclops is-
scene with Cyclops talking to Kelly, real quick.
mhm.
Am I the only one shocked to see how Cyclops put his visor down? Had the shit around his neck like headphones and then had his shades on. Literally
Yeah.
never saw him do that shit before.
That's cool.
Never
Though.
once.
It's cool though.
It's fire.
Because all he does is just click.
There
flips
you
right
go. That's fire. Go ahead, Dale.
So now we're gonna cut back to no. They said you're not gonna help us, we're gonna do it ourselves. So we cut to the X-Men heading to Genosha.
Well, before that was the conversation. Don't forget about the conversation between Scott and Jean.
There was.
That was kind of impactful too.
Yeah, it seems like Jean is coming to terms with Madeline, and she's not that upset anymore about that thing.
But she's
Like,
also coming to terms with Scott's feelings because she
Right.
understands.
Like basically they went over the different facets. Like she's literally died, come back, something happened, come back. Like literally there's been all these changes with her.
Sacrificed herself to the fucking sun and protected them in that ship. And every time she came back.
She said, "I'm dead. I'm alive again."
No, I'm not. But I'm dead again. I got another life. I'm dead again. I got 10,000 coins. I'm back. They got on.
Oh man, stupid.
Yeah.
But now we get to Genosha. You got mutants are already cleaning up. Gene is out here looking for people that may be still in the rubble.
You was right about that.
Yep, he's right about who they found.
So So they did follow along somewhat, and they found Emma Frost, and Beast is saying, "Oh, this is the first time I've seen somebody with a secondary mutation," and that's honestly that E4 Extinction storyline is when they introduce people having secondary mutations. But that's the way she survived. What else? Basically after they
that's later. Go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, but basically after that, we cut to Rogue when she runs into Cap. Gyrick and Trask, but dog.
Oh,
we see so what type of time Rogue is on.
Angry again, terrifying Rogue.
Because first off, let's look at the fact that Cap threw the shield and she just caught it. Like, okay. Normally,
feet, remember?
No, it landed at her feet. She kick flipped that bitch on her arm, though.
She kick flipped it. Okay, but now let's think about something, right? Almost any time you see Cap throw his shield at somebody and they catch it, he ends up getting it back at some point.
So
he didn't even try to get it back.
So hold up.
He just stood there and let her have it.
Would you?
No.
Would you?
That's your shield now.
Yeah.
You wear that.
I think that should have an R in the middle instead of a star.
We're going to come to that. We're going to come to that. Cap went on ahead and, stand down. Hey, I'm looking for these motherfuckers too. Now, of course, he works for the government. So when they found that little secret bunker and then figured out, oh, he's in Mexico, she wanted him to go right now. He got to follow orders.
Right now.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw the absolute most pettiest shit in Marvel when this chick said, "Oh, your hands tied? You don't need this." Flew out the fucking roof and did I'm taking my football and going home. Threw that bitch.
Wait. To another continent.
That shit turned into a star.
Somewhere.
She gave that nigga. She turned that nigga's shield into Team Rocket.
She turned that nigga's shield to a star in Mario Party. That shit went flying.
That shit was
Cap shield was blasting off again.
Did you see his face?
He was like,
again. The fuck you gonna do about it?
Eat it.
Yep. He was like,
eat it.
Exactly.
Yep.
You lucky. You lucky. Yeah. I'm gonna wait for you to leave it. I'm gonna go get my shield back. I'm gonna find mine. Just watch.
That's government property.
Who gonna fly him over there? Now, did y'all peep? Did y'all peep? He said, I'll inform my team, or I get my team.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like we're gonna get the Avengers versus X-Men.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But this season though.
No, not this season. No.
So we cut. Oh no, not this. No, definitely not. We cut back to Genosha. We got Jubilee telling Roberto to come out the closet, but first, because on my third watch, I don't know why I didn't realize it, but big dude, Strongman, I think that's his name, Strongman. No, my man that was carrying that big ass rock from X-Force. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he gonna tell Roberto, "Hey, war's coming. You need to get right."
There was during this trip, the scene back to Genosha. Don't forget, Beast had that interview with the reporter.
Oh, because that was a tough scene. That was a tough scene.
It
you know
really
what?
Was.
Circle. Yep, got to circle back to that.
Definitely, because
the impact,
dog.
And don't get me wrong. They are they were. I don't know if they hinted at it or they've been hinting at it now, but like in the comics, they were a love interest. They were together.
I mean,
you can tell he likes. Yeah, he likes her, but he was just like, yo, I can't even fuck with you right now.
Of course, I'm gonna pick my people over you right now. Like this is too much. So they're talking
armor stake
and
was asking for your tolerance,
basically. And
let me not take up any or have you endure any more tolerance.
Okay. Thank you. So
actually, and I apologize. I got to circle back. That just reminded me. So when they did go in that bunker, they saw on the screens the ZOT shit.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Zero tolerance.
Skip to the punchline.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Go
Both
ahead.
of y'all did. Oh no, we already circled back to the ZLT shit. Talk about that, nigga. The moment's gone with the B shit.
Whew, I just
Damn it! What's
to
the
a table.
What's that? He lost. What you was...
Oh, Operation Zero Tolerance. So basically, Operation Zero Tolerance is that's the OZT. That's what it was. Yeah, but Operation Zero Tolerance was done by pretty much the big bad. He's the one that actually put that in place, and we're gonna get to that too. But you see that you saw that in the bunker, the whole conversation with Beast and everything about tolerance. So fast forward, where are we at?
We talk about Roberto and
Jubilee basically told Roberto, "Hey, you need to tell your parents about yourself instead of them just finding out by accident."
Reason.
Yeah.
You know,
it was.
Yeah.
No, it definitely was. So he basically said, "Hey, come with me. We're gonna, and she decides she's gonna go with him."
Talk about now ripping the Band-Aid off.
Hey, now I'm gonna use your words. Ping pong. We back to Rogue yet again. Rogue is still on demon time.
She ends up in Mexico. This ain't no damn compound. This a resort.
This ain't no prison. This is a resort.
Wait, this chick was on.
This ain't right. I felt like she said that at one point, didn't she?
I'm sure she did. I'm positive.
It cuts to old boy in the room looking at his butterfly collection, listening to opera. Why the fuck do you hear bullets and terror and hopelessness outside? And he just kept doing like ain't shit happening.
Yo,
none of my business.
Or he was content with his fate because he knew it was nothing he could really do. Like he can't escape the bitch.
He's like, what I'm gonna do?
I'm just gonna enjoy my butterflies as long as I can.
Chick brought niggas in the room and dropped them off right there. Is this your shit? Is your guard?
She hit him with the roadie, with the Colonel Rhodes. Boom! Looking for this. Got one.
Now that's a body. Die slow.
The fucked up part is Rhodey could never get that shit off, and this nigga just plants it.
It's all about timing, sir. You got to know when to use it.
So Gyrick sitting there talking about, your girl can't look in my mind no more.
He was feeling himself so much.
Chick said, "This ain't that kind of probe, honey."
And then she started feeling them
so much. I just want to say that comment coming from Rogue, no Diddy, made me uncomfortable. I'm just saying.
I think that was the point.
Very much.
I think that was the point.
Because look, this ain't that kind of probe. What do you mean? What kind of probe is it?
This episode,
he had that look. He had that look on his face.
Nigga,
like,
she had the look on her face, like you're a victim. I like you, and I want you.
No, you know what look he had on his face? Wait a minute. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
No.
She touched that man, started absorbing memories. Now, during that memory absorption,
you see who they showed, right?
Oh, so you peeped it too.
Fuck yes.
You peeped
Second
it too.
time in a row.
We saw Nimrod
again.
I believe I want to say I saw a master mold in there too.
There was only 2 images.
But there's a reason for that. Oh, so we go back to Scott and Jean. Like I said, and we actually cut ahead a little bit earlier because this was when she was feeling around for different people, and that's when she found Emma Frost. But before that, the fact that she can feel the last thoughts and memories of people that died.
I mean,
her
powers is up there. She's an Omega level mutant for a reason.
You started actually seeing, if you didn't think these niggas was dead, you started seeing their memories that they dead. They done.
But after Rogue
questions about
grab what?
I have other questions about that.
About which one?
What about Jean being able to feel. Or
I didn't know she had that kind of
She was
ability.
an empath.
Yeah, but that like
They're already dead.
right. The mind's not
How can
working
you?
anymore. What do you read?
Yeah, how can you feel that?
Maybe she is an empath now. Like maybe their energy or their spirit is just in the rubble. Well, considering also you could look at it like some people aren't dead then, because technically they were there looking for people. So we don't know technically who's dead or not. Outside of whoever got blasted by the fucking sand when it first came, anybody under rubble, we literally don't know.
Well, also don't forget they were already doing rescue searches. That's what he
Right.
was talking to the president about.
Right.
And the president was like, "Listen, it's been a
It's
week,
been a
2
week.
weeks. That's crazy. It's been a week, and we still haven't found anybody." Like I think they were fortunate, and well, y'all can go ahead with that part, but I think for the most part, most of the people were pretty much dead.
I mean, I can't dispute it. Again, I'm just trying to give you an answer to your question.
And
I
then
literally
just
don't know.
Looking at her phrasing, she was like, so many past. It was like so many past something.
So many futures lost. So many past incomplete.
Right. So many people lacking closure. Like
like us.
That was like us.
I mean, yeah.
I want to love you, baby.
I mean, she's not wrong technically. But
I think both of them. I think both of them were hoping to find Madeline too.
Yeah, definitely that.
But I'm thinking she is dead though. But
after Rogue snatched the
Trask.
Hold on, Doug.
No, then they go to the alley.
No, it went to when they found Emma Frost and all of that shit. Trask contacted them. Remember, they all gathered at the Blackbird.
Yeah, but
talked about it.
That's back what we missed. I'm saying going back to
right
where
now.
We were. No, it's not because you was just talking about when Rogue hit.
We went out of order. The whole thing with them finding Emma Frost was after Rogue saw Old Boy's memories. It did.
That was before. Order. No, that was before because after Rogue saw his memories, it cut to her waking up in the alley, the Nightcrawler.
Nope, it cuts to that after Roberto talks to his parents.
I thought Roberto
to his mom.
I thought Roberto talking to his mom was back with fucking the Emma Frost scene.
Nope, the Emma Frost scene happens. The Emma Frost scene happens, and Trask contacts him, say, "Hey, I'm willing to spill my guts. You'll find everything in one piece."
Was Morph just hanging out in the Blackbird that whole time? Nigga, come help.
It's Morph.
Exactly, nigga. It's Morph.
I love Morph.
Get us out there and change it to something to help us move this fucking rubble.
Maybe
form of apocalypse.
Maybe they made him go there. Maybe that was what
you know what. Since we talked about shit, unexplained shit, like for example, Jean being an empath, since when could Morph turn into people and use their powers?
Now, see,
but we're gonna get to that.
I always thought that was Morph thing that Mystique didn't have. Morph can change into people and use their powers. Mystique can only change into people don't have their powers. I thought that was always a thing.
I don't remember that. I really don't remember that. But let's see here. So Trask contact the X-Men. We cut to Roberto ping pong. Basically, they in the crib, all these butlers. All right. We can just kind of ease it into it, start a conversation. Boom, we cut scene. Mom, I'm a mutant. Well, damn, rip the Band-Aid off.
Anybody got time for that?
But it was a little fucked up because, like, for a minute, I was like, oh, they changing shit because I was just like, oh, we already knew. We figured it was your secret to keep. Like, it really sounded like they accepted it.
Mm-hmm. But at the same
token, yeah, we got to keep this under wraps.
At the same token, what does that sound like? I think that was legit. I think this whole Roberto thing was legitly a play on a homosexual actually having to live their life, like keeping it a secret out of fear of how they would be accepted, being talked into coming out of the closet just to, give your family that chance, then having that acceptance, but then also being told, hey, we accept you, but let's not tell everybody else type shit. Like that's just how it came off to me.
X-Men has always been like that.
I know for the blacks and the gays, I know. That's why I love it. fucking love it.
So they have not been afraid to show it and say it. But yeah, they wanted Roberto to keep it under wraps and watch who he's around. So clearly that's about to be an issue because they're not going to want him around Jubilee, and you know that's his girl now.
To answer your question about Morph could always use other people's powers, but it's always just like an inferior copy of the power.
Mm-hmm.
So like if he could use Logan's claws, but of course they wouldn't be anywhere near as indestructible.
They break.
Or you mean he'll have his healing factor? Because remember, his claws aren't his power.
No, he could use Logan's claws, but he didn't have the healing factor. He couldn't copy the healing factor.
Oh, so I guess that would be the inferior version. So he can make the bone claws, but he can't use the healing factor.
Right.
So what would he get if he changed into Sabretooth?
Massive strength.
Probably.
Very sharp fingernails.
Which is also something he can do. He can actually create more muscles in his body to enhance his strength. That's a pretty cool thing.
That sounds like some gum fruit shit.
Now he's throwing the references.
Right. I understood that reference.
So basically,
literally how I feel when we talk about One Piece.
So literally, we now cut to Rogue in the alleyway and Nightcrawler finding her. Now, I had a problem with this segue. How the hell did you get,
good brother?
How the hell did you get in the alleyway?
Nightcrawler.
He found her in one spot and teleported her there.
Probably,
I guess to the X-Men, yeah. Or we could blame Deadpool, Marvel Jesus.
Or
Los, I need you to go ahead and get into the grief talk that he had with her there.
Well, wait, real quick. There was one other thing that could have happened. Rogue could have, out of a reaction from getting the powers, stumbled away from the mansion or flew away from the mansion, and that's where she landed.
That whole being controlled by whatever she absorbed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That has happened to Rogue in the past.
I'm going to need for them to circle back to that.
Yeah, how she got to the alley?
Yes. I'm gonna need for something to come from that.
Yeah. So this little conversation, right? Rogue wake up to Nightcrawler trying to see if she's okay. And he's like, hey, my sister. And she goes, bro, I'm basically, even though Gambit's dead, I'm not ready to accept it yet. Like, she knows it, but she's not willing to really just allow herself to feel that pain or that grief of him being gone.
Right.
And Nightcrawler's telling her, like, it's all good, sis. It healing takes time. So she's all like in her feelings, trying to be strong still on some, you got the short end stick you drew the short stick of the adopted sisters, a girl who loses her cool off of losing a boy.
Right about that shit.
Nightcrawler hit her with you lost two. And
Nightcrawler that's the brother.
He's a good brother.
That's the brother everybody needs.
He tells her, not only did you lose two men, but you are not the reason that Gambit is dead. You are the reason that he was able to live. Once she said that, everything broke. Everything broke. The way Rogue crumbled and broke into his arms, you could hear it. And then
she finally cried.
Yes, and he cuddled her so tight. His little 3 fingers, he was cuffing the back of her head. He was squeezing her like, I love you, sis. And then out of nowhere,
he's giving it
yeah, exactly. He was giving her to live long and prosper. I love you. Come here. Come here. I dare y'all. You know what I'm thinking about right now. I dare you. I dare you the next time. I dare you. Now, you know what I'm thinking about. You know what I'm thinking about. I dare you. I dare you.
You dare me?
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that.
Charles.
No.
Take my strong hand.
No. If you're gonna do that, you don't do that. Okay. You do this. This is what you do. What I'm telling you to do is this. It's a whole different dynamic. This is gonna be a really weird feeling on the back of her head. Like, nigga, what you doing like that? Nigga, with your fingers. But different show. I'm sorry. but yeah,
so the next scene from
we're gonna stay in this alley because the X-Men popped up with her. Because remember, that's when she got with the X-Men. Because after
they showed up there.
Right. Yeah. So go ahead there.
So now the next scene, we go to finally see who is the big bad now, and they actually give us Bastion.
Hold on, sir. How you just skipped them going to see homie at the Sentinel?
No, because that didn't happen yet. Remember, Bastion killed Trask.
Oh!
I'm sorry, Gyrick.
Yes, I did forget that. Oh yeah, he did. And that's when it started.
With that creepy, not creepy, but that creepy, not creepy song in the back.
One-horn flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
And why'd they choose that song?
Hey, smother that man to that song.
With his bare hands. I want to feel your life leave your body.
No, he gave that nigga the iced tea in New Jack City.
Don't you bring that back. You leave that in the past, okay?
Nope.
You just got on that man for doing that shit. Don't you do that, man.
Oh, shit.
Wait. He put the man glasses on him to choke him out so the man could take his own glasses off and they fall out his hand when he died.
Yo.
What kind of sick monster are you?
Bastion was so disrespectful.
He wanted his last moments on Earth to be worth something.
I want you to see me kill you. Put these on.
Mm-hmm.
So for folks that don't know who Bastion is the combination of Nimrod and Master Mold in a humanoid form that is a time traveler. Just think about the most broken shit you can do, and that's Bastion. So yeah, we got the purple people eater to to death. He even admitted that he planned for Rogue to find Gyrick when he was talking to Sinister and whatnot. So the X-Men now arrive in Madripoor. They go to the building that Trax was saying, hey, come to, and I'll have everything laid out for you. This nigga had everybody in the building gassed. They are knocked out asleep.
Hey, he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, and I'm mad I didn't write it down. The phrase he told them to do at the goddamn soda machine.
Remember, the vending machine in the lobby is never out of diet.
Never out of diet. Yep.
And I thought that was dumb as shit. Because that makes it seem like diet is an undesirable drink. And there's plenty of people out there who drink diet soda. And you go to a vending machine to get a diet soda and you randomly find an entrance to some top secret lab. That is the dumbest shit. Like, y'all could have did better than that. Y'all could have did better.
Just leave the 90s cheese alone.
Nigga,
we're here for it.
Okay. I am not going to a vending machine, putting $1 in there to get a Diet Coke and find Dex's lab behind the shit, and I'm gonna be okay with it.
But you can accept Rogue just waking up somewhere else with no explanation.
We gave you viable explanations.
Exactly.
He gave you one, I gave you another.
And on top of that, what was the theme of this show? If Rogue says it, okay, are you gonna question that bitch? You gonna question how she got there?
You know what? It's a Rogue show. We're gonna let her get that off.
Okay,
I can get that off.
Okay,
she can let it. We're gonna let her get that off. So
of
course, Dalen, go ahead. Because since you already mentioned Dexter's Lab, actually, no, that was you, Los.
Why are you dragging me into this? I'm just co-signing
because you said some shit. So go ahead, Los. The Dexter's Lab. What did we find in there?
Oh, Gyrick. It wasn't Gyrick we was after. What was this nigga? Trask. Trask. We find Rogue finds some more OZT shit around, and they're talking.
That was on the guard. That was on the guards. The
guard's uniform. Right. And they're talking about it, and Morph chimes in like, "Hey, if we're gonna do something, you might want to stop homie from basically offing himself. You think he could fly?"
But no, what I was talking about was the damn Prime Sentinels in the lab that we don't walk past. Those are all prototypes.
I didn't even peep those.
Not to be
those
funny.
are all prototypes of Prime Sentinels. That's what Operation Zero Tolerance is.
I didn't even peep those.
So those low key reminded me of the Sentinels from the weird Days of Future Past movie.
The one that could adapt to the other people's powers.
Yeah,
that's a Nimrod.
Yeah. But see,
that's
this
what
motherfucker in the movie would adapt to their powers, and since the other Sentinels was like of a hive mind, they
Mhm.
can use whatever powers that they might have adapted. So if
So they
Dalen,
gave those. So actually, those could have been primes though. They don't adapt as quick like that. Nimrods adapt quick like that, but the primes they adapt is just a little bit slower.
but
Nah,
damn,
'cause
I
there
didn't
was
even
like
peep that
one.
those was primes on the wall.
Because there was like one in the movie where Iceman was like trying to freeze him, and my nigga said, "Oh, that's cute." Raised his whole little temperature and burned the hell out of Iceman.
Yeah.
Mister, I'm an Omega level mutant Iceman.
He turned Bobby Drake to the weak twin in the Wonder Twins. You know, as she turned to a Hulk, he was definitely a puddle of water.
No, that nigga was definitely a pile of ash.
You can't turn ice to ash. You turn ice to water.
But you can turn the nigga inside the ice to ash.
But you can't wake up dead, fool.
So just like you said, Trash was sitting up there having his little woe is me moment, spilling the beans about a little bit about Operation Zero Tolerance, and my man tried to jump. And I think this was the most satisfying part.
Terrifying
for
moment.
some people.
Number 7. Just the fact that bitch was fast enough to get there. Like, where did he even fall to? Did you peep that?
He didn't
like,
fall.
He
He went nowhere.
He stepped
I
up
thought it was just me. Like,
She covered all of that ground in less than a second because
In an
he
instant.
didn't even gravity didn't even take over him yet, and she grabbed him.
he was in a Looney
She
Tunes moment.
told
He just
she
walked over and had
told
to hit his
gravity.
face.
She told gravity to wait a minute.
She said, "Hold
Again,
on, you can't have him.
you
yet.
gonna tell her no with this episode?
You can't have him just yet."
Even
she
forces
tells-
of nature is going to say no. Gravity is going to say no.
Rogue was a force of nature this episode. And Rogue was missing was cat ears and a tail. Because that bitch was Beerus.
No, Rogue said, "Storm, let me borrow your swagger for an episode." That's exactly
I
what
can't
she
even
did.
give this some Storm swagger. This is some
Nah.
maniacal
She
shit.
was
This
on-
is some straight.
Yo,
That was
Rogue was
not-
a menace. This was
yo.
menace Rogue.
That was
But
early
Los-
on.
Los-
Hold on, Dell. That was early on tribal chief level menacing.
Choking out Jimmy Uso. I'm gonna
Yes.
kill my family to get to you.
Yes.
No. The fact I don't forgot what exactly she said to him, but I knew what the
Which
fuck
part?
she did when she was done talking to him.
Which part you forgot about? I'll let you know.
When Rogue caught that motherfucker.
Oh, well, basically, he was trying to off himself, and she was like, "Nah, you're not gonna get redemption that way. If you want redemption, help us figure out some more. Help us find more people." And he said to her, "I'm sorry, I got nothing for you." And what did she say, Dale?
Same here, sugar.
And let
I thought the
Wait.
way they did that, I thought she was gonna pull him up. No, she lifted him just an inch.
him go.
And I'm sitting there, hold up, the whole time. I'm really still sitting there, like, all right, she about to go catch this nigga. Boom.
Or
Car
Nightcrawler.
alarms go off. I was like, that nigga hit
Car
the
alarms.
ground.
So real quick,
Nigga
real
hit the
quick,
ground.
I want to touch on something because this was
And I
crazy
was-
to me. This was crazy to
I was-
me.
I
So
was actually gonna. You might be
Well-
touching on the same thing.
if we go back a few episodes to Magneto
we're not touching on
showing
something.
that he was trying to be better, and he
Mhm.
said to those government people, "Don't let me let you down." Then you
Or
see
don't make
Rogue,
me.
don't make me
Let you
let you
down,
down.
yeah.
And then you see Rogue at her worst. I'm letting you down. That whole
Yeah.
contrast
Now,
between those two.
I didn't even
Yo.
think
did
about
you
that.
did you see how it split the team? No.
Mhm.
Yes, because
What
my
did,
man Wolverine
what did you
shit.
just do? Something that
we
we
all
all
wanted to
wanted
do.
to do.
Nigga, don't play with me right now. That nigga had to go. And you know what else pissing me off about this whole series so far? Nightcrawler, if you
Right.
feel away, I'm sorry. Can't you teleport? Isn't your whole thing teleporting? If you didn't want the nigga
Again,
to teleport, catch you,
again,
nigga,
when
put
she
them down.
dropped him, I'm sitting there like, all right, she either gonna go get him, somebody gonna get him.
think
No,
the team
that
thought she
nigga
was
bounced
gonna
off
fly
a
down?
car.
You thought the team thought she was pulling the Batman too? Like she gonna save him at the last minute. It's okay.
That's what
That's what I
feel like
thought.
I feel like everybody but Wolverine thought that.
Wolverine can smell the hatred in her.
Did you see? Did you see? He just put the claws away. Nope.
Yep.
Don't need those.
Got you shit.
What am I gonna do?
Who got my popcorn? Just
Thank you.
like that was
I'm here for the
Wolverine was just
comments.
over there. Wolverine was just over there like, hey, I'm just happy to be here.
Look, if I'm Wolverine, I'm like, yeah, that nigga dead. She gonna kill him. She gonna kill him.
And honestly, this was my favorite part of the show. This episode, right? I'm sorry to cut it. This was my favorite part.
Nope. You're on time.
When fucking Nightcrawler asks Rogue, "What are you doing?" Rogue said he killed a good man. My
man.
Yo, with the tears and the hair slicked back.
We saw Rogue
Oh,
at her darkest and most emotional.
that murder maniac killed a good
Now,
man.
I am sorry.
My man. Like
On the first watch, and they got the right reaction out of me, nigga. When she was sitting there on that rant, now I know it was probably less than 10 seconds, but that shit felt like a minute the first time watching that before everything got knocked black and white.
Yeah, again, that nigga Nimrod, this new Sentinel came with the Black Flash, like.
So you get your taste of what a Prime Sentinel is. A Prime Sentinel is a human that's been converted by nanites, and they're sent out by Bastion. So, long story short, in that Operation Zero Tolerance, he basically was infecting humans and turning them into Prime Sentinels. He had an army of them, and they were ridiculous.
I don't
and
like
Trask,
that's about to happen.
Trask was a prototype at that. He wasn't even a full-on Sentinel.
I don't like this scene that's coming up next. Only because I think it's kind of shitty that
they all got one shot.
Wolverine got one shot with a rocket punch. I find that to be some complete and utter bullshit. This nigga got beat by Android 16.
Hey, Dalen, strong right though.
You see what I'm saying? I don't.
Is that a body? Is that a body?
I didn't. Not for me. I don't even get the reference. But no, I don't.
When Frankie in One Piece shoot that punch, that chain punch.
Gotcha. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. I don't even remember how he got rid of Jean. Like,
he mollywopped the fuck out of her.
Oh, she got a hook too. Okay, and see,
dog. She was in semi-astral form. She got knocked back to base form. I think it went black and white for her too. Like he punched the shit out of her ass.
Oh yeah, she must have got rocked for real.
Yeah,
Cyclops got his face palm.
Those two. I was about to say, actually, Wolverine and Beast got it the least.
Yeah, they got rocket punched.
Morph got shot in the face.
What the fuck was Morph doing? Looking like Red Rocket going against Omni-Man? What?
Them hands was smoking too. Oh, he tried.
What the fuck was that? And then what pissed me off is, again, he stood there and took the retaliation. He didn't even try to dodge it. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, he figured, okay, my man tanked it. I got to tank his just to seem like a man, my damn self. And got
back to what Dalen said.
Fuck out.
That damn fighting Jason on the roof. You didn't have to take the punch. That's not how this goes.
Wait, real quick. Well, one thing we didn't touch on, because again, there was a minor bit of Cyclops glaze here when the building was coming down, and Wolverine Summers. Gene, you get the building. I'll get the rubble.
That combo was awesome. That combo was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was. And then
he actually dictated each one to the proper role because he couldn't get the building. If he blasts the building, he just gonna make more rubble.
Right. But so he can take out the rubble.
Mm-hmm. Quick thinking. That's why Scott's the leader.
But yeah. And then I'm sorry, I just realized Beast got rocket punched in the back.
Yeah.
Looking at
That's why I said. That's why I said those two caught it the lead.
They got hit together. They both caught a rocket punch at the same damn time.
Scott got face palmed. Naruto slammed it, or anime slammed into the ground.
Yep.
Hey, but
Like-
did you peep the wordplay? I'm gonna ask you what I asked you before. How does it feel to be an orphan? How does it feel to be forgotten by the future? Then an orphan
Nigga.
who wasn't forgotten by the future.
He said my inferior form asked you this before. Oh, okay.
I mean, so you a robot right now. Okay, cool.
Well, Gene did say a bit of his consciousness was still in there.
She did. She did say that. You're right,
Which
she did say
which
that.
makes me believe something else I'm about to go into. But basically, the X-Men getting their ass kicked until Cable shows up and practically EMPs this motherfucker.
Yep.
And straight up says, yeah, that's the fastest way to take them out. But though Cable's been fighting Prime Sentinels since whatever. He's a time traveler. He knows how to fight them motherfuckers. Father-son reunion. Yeah, I ain't fucking with you, Pop.
Get out of my brain, woman who looked like my mama, but not my mama.
Yep. Yep.
You're not her.
It's bad that it took this long to close the loop. So now they recognize who he is, because he kept that from him in the original run.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think even he knew it was Madeline. I think he thought it was Jean too, until this season.
Genosha?
Until Genosha, I think he thought it was Jean as far as his mother.
Okay.
So after Cable explains to them what's going on and what they need to stop from happening, we cut back to Bastion in his Fortress of Solitude, monitoring everything. This man's monitoring
More like the
everything.
Time out, real quick. Why Bastion got that old Batman the animated series ass costume on?
Because he's in.
Because that's his
Batcave, like I
comic.
just said.
That's his comic book accurate Batman Beyond shit.
I hate that damn costume. I don't know why. It don't belong here. Wrong.
You feel like I felt about Magneto zesty shit.
You leave Prince Nito alone.
Since this motherfucker is basically a sentinel, I'm just gonna hack this satellite that y'all was using to talk to the Shi'ar and spy on Xavier.
Because Sinister over there crying like a little bitch.
And Sinister over here just like, yo, I helped you. You didn't already spilled the beans to the X-Men. Like, come on, man, what are you doing? But Bastion on some I don't give a fuck type shit because he's from the future. He already knows how everything's going. He has the almighty, Dalen.
Bobby Lashley.
So here's the part that got me. After he, has his monologue about his plans and all of that, and even talked about Xavier, he said, yeah, the mutants have been keeping a nice little lie. I've been keeping one myself, and this nigga has Magneto holed up in the barbershop. Cue your song, Los.
It was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
Dog. So the voice actor is Theo James. My man did wonderful work.
Great.
He did
great.
wonderful work as Bastion. Sat there and told Magneto, hey, heat makes the skin warm, pliable, opens up the pores. Starts shaving, my man says. It can go really right. Long as you stay still and obey.
Don't resist.
Don't resist and obey.
Crazily, exactly what he was doing was shaving his hair, because that's exactly what you got to do when you're shaving somebody with a straight razor. Like this.
They wrote Bastion so fucking well.
So is it just me? Because I was watching that scene, and as y'all are talking about it, I had the TV turned down real low. You want to know what song popped into my head as that scene started?
It's a Young Jock barbershop. Oh.
Nope. Tiptoe by the window.
Call back, because we the same shit last week. I'm
What
trying
the
to
fuck?
tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Creepy
So
Tell me
rumor
that
has
wasn't in
it.
that scene.
shit. Mhm.
I'm mad because I can't unsee it currently. So are we getting Onslaught vibes? You got Xavier coming back, and he already got it. He already got Magneto. You think we're going to get Onslaught?
We might need the nigga if shit keep going the way it's going.
Oh no, Onslaught was a villain. Onslaught was
I know that.
Crazy ass villain.
I know that. I am well aware. But if shit keep going the way it's going and we end up with forces, because we still don't know if Apocalypse is in play or not.
And
Even
that's
though we got
I
Bastion.
think we're gonna get an apocalypse reveal by the end of it, because the next 3 episodes is Tolerance is Extinction. And I really believe we're going to get a mix of E4 Extinction, which is the Genosha shit, and Operation Zero Tolerance all together. But of course, they're going to put their own spin on it. I ain't trying to predict shit. I will say, though, I think Apocalypse is somewhere in the background on all this. He's either orchestrating or he's either going to pop in, because Apocalypse is pro-mutant too.
Yeah.
Like he on some, he a villain, but he's always done things for the advancement of mutants. And I really feel like we're going to get Apocalypse at play, and then get the version of Apocalypse that actually sides with Xavier and Magneto when they start getting on they fuck everybody else shit and go to Krakoa. Right. So I'm wondering if we're going to go that route, or if Apocalypse is behind this shit. But I don't think Apocalypse will want to genocide so many mutants for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part. Well, you know what? If Apocalypse do deem it a reason, he will do it with no hesitation.
Oh yeah.
And again, since we don't know what's going on, let's not jump that far ahead. But the good thing about it is there's so many realms that they could go. There's so many avenues they can go down.
I'm here for it too.
They set it up perfectly. So I say I was just
gonna say real quick before we forget, because we did need to shout this out. Shout out to Carl, aka Crunkville 2 Real, for your comment on our last episode about the Rogue heel turn. Shout out to you.
Never was somebody more right.
We needed a rogue terrifying count for this damn episode, because it was like 8 to 10 times when this heifer was just flat out fearful. Like,
she was on demon time the whole time. She was a fucking terrifying menace.
You know she was a Red Lantern the whole episode.
She was Tommy Egan the whole episode.
You know.
All right, folks. And I know any last touch-ups? Anything you want to get on?
Man, I know I'm gonna sound like I'm just glazing X-Men 97, but dog, this is another 10 episode for me. They doing their thing with this shit.
You can't glaze X-Men without glazing Scott, so acknowledge him.
I need the militant heel turn to completely come full circle.
No. Acknowledge him. Acknowledge Scott Summers. Acknowledge your X-Men G.
This is the problem with giving things a 10. It has to be perfect. Everything about it has to be perfect.
Scott starting to walk that path is perfection to me. I will give it that.
But you've been giving him 10, sir. You've been giving him 10s.
Hey, y'all gave my man Gambit his glaze, so I give Scott his props again. I don't like the Boy Scout. I like what they're doing with him,
bro.
Oh, I'm giving it a 10. Listen, Reckless Rage Rogue, I'm with it. Wreck-em Rogue, I'm with it. I love it.
I'll say this is exactly why I didn't give last episode a 10. And even though we are judging each episode on their own merit, it's this that showed the complete. This was a complete pie of what you get when you embody a good. It wasn't even a lot of action, but it was suitable. You got good emotions, you got wordplay, you got feels, you got incorporation of real life shit, and that was everything. This episode was just about everything, and my baby boo being on her fucking terrifying shit was the greatest. So yes, this episode,
so scary.
This episode, like I said last week, I'd give about an 11. Like I loved everything about this shit. My boo Rogue was the best. Like the only thing missing.
You could have gave last week a 10 if you was going to give this week an 11. That's all I'm saying.
Nope, because I called it last week. I knew last week it wasn't just.
It was a setup.
Yeah, and that I just felt it.
And I was good with it too. I was good.
This be better.
The absolute storytelling of it all.
Yeah, and that whole my man line. Go ahead, Rogue. Yeah, that's how. If my woman don't love me the way Rogue loves Gambit, I don't want you.
Well, with that, folks, we're not even going to bother to give the socials. You know who we are. You know where to find us. Again, thanks for coming out. This was the X-Men recap for episode 7. We'll see y'all next week for the next X-Men recap. And in the meantime, Friday, you can enjoy the regular podcast as usual. Thank you for coming out, folks. God bless and good night.
Deuces.